be mindful that whatever energy you're putting in, you are amplifying with AI. So yes, it's a beautiful tool, but if you're putting in fear, all that you're doing is creating more fear. And what fear does is muddy the water. Welcome to Wild and Finally Fucking Free, the show for disruptors, rebels, and revolutionaries who know they're here to change the damn world. I'm Kylie Patchett, your voice and visibility catalyst, and here we dive into unapologetic truth, magnetic messaging, and visibility that actually feels good in your body, your bones, and your business. We share the stories of the out-of-the-box, neuro-sparkly, creative, witchy wild ones, rewriting how we live, love, learn, and lead. This isn't about being louder. It's about being rooted, resonant, and regulated so you can be real, raw, and ready to roar. If you're done contorting yourself to fit the mold and you're ready to own your voice, your power, and your place in the revolution, welcome home. Let's dive in. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I just recorded a podcast interview with Andrea Tessier, who is an IFS coach, a spiritual mentor, or flat out fantastic human being. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to that one first. In that chat, we talked about this concept of doing marketing to pain points, which is a part talking to a part. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to the Andrea episode. But there is a way of marketing authentic self to authentic self, right? So that is the wild woman in me, the grounded, calm, curious, compassionate, courageous self energy, talking to the authentic self in you when I'm making invitations. And in that way, our energy is clean. We are in our most magnetic state. And we're also very cleanly putting up a bat signal or a magnetic signal for the people that are best fit for us in our self energy. We also talk about what it feels like in business when the manager and firefighter parts using IFS language are driving the business bus. Very, very cool episode. So one thing that I popped into my head as we were recording this is my big asterisk when it comes to magnetic messaging if you're going to use AI. Now, there's always a struggle in me when I talk about AI because, first of all, there is no denying that AI is an innovation. It can save time. It can be helpful when you're running your own business with certain things that can be handed over to the machine. And I actually personally think that the trend of using AI to write all of your marketing materials has to come with a massive big asterisk. And my asterisk is in using AI, going and saying, I'm creating an offer and this offer is XYZ, write me the sales page. And there's many, many low cost custom GPTs where you can say, this is what I want to do. And this magical formula that someone's put into a GPT pops out a sales page. Now, I personally think that that's a dangerous thing to do. But if you're going to do it, ask yourself this. Is the person who is actually wanting to use AI your authentic self energy, or is it a part, a protector, a manager, a firefighter part that is running interference, trying to protect you from the scary thing, which is actually offering your gifts to the world? So many spiritual creative entrepreneurs have this real block against marketing and sales. There's this really weird energy of healing should be done at low cost and it's not right to charge for your wares and blah, blah, blah. And then there's that whole artist thing, like starving artists in the creative community. And a lot of that, if I dig underneath, that's all protection patterns, right? So really in the full expression of your authentic self energy, you are anchored to the fact that you have a genius, you have natural gifts, whether they be healing gifts, artistic gifts, whatever it is. And the fair exchange for that is to receive in some way. You may not choose to receive money for it. You may choose to receive in a different way, but it has to be an equal exchange for it to feel good and for it to be sustainable. Sustainable being the key word there. So if you're using AI with the part that hates marketing, that hates sales, that doubts your genius, that is worried that you don't actually have anything valid to offer, and then you use AI all that you are doing is amplifying with a machine a fear-based frequency that is going to put out a bat signal that magnetizes people that are vibrating at the frequency of fear. So you might get people that don't want to pay for your gifts. You might get people that don't value your gifts. You might get people that want you to fix them, that aren't self-responsible. You might get people that are very demanding, whatever it is. So be mindful that whatever energy you're putting in, you are amplifying with AI. So yes, it's a beautiful tool, but if you're putting in fear, all that you're doing is creating more fear. And what fear does is muddy the water so that your soulmate clients can't even see you. The other thing I hate about AI is you can spot it from a mile away. And I always say there's uses for AI that I'm totally down with. Like, I use it for research. I use it for, like, I'm doing it right now as I'm recording this podcast to do show notes for a podcast, because it is something that I can get the machine to do pretty well. And then I read through and I add my tweaks and I make sure it is in my self energy. And you can train your ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using to write and speak like you. But if you are creating what is an offer to your soulmate clients, you have crafted this thing that you want to offer your soulmate clients. Feel into the lack of honoring of your gifts and the lack of respecting that person if you are offering that from a space of, I'm avoiding writing about it, getting clear about it, calling out my ideal clients about where they are now, where they want to be, and I'm just outsourcing it to a machine. So the outsourcing it to a machine, if that is done from a fear-based part, a protector, a manager, a firefighter, then you are setting yourself up to fail, and I cannot say that strongly enough. Now, I will also say, like, inside of my G-Spot program, which is all about magnetic messaging, I actually have created and share a library of AI prompts. Now, that might sound like I'm being a hypocrite, but here's the asterisk, and I really want you to hear this. If you are going to use AI and you're going to use prompts, make sure that they actually are, like, instilling the values that you want to get out. So if you're putting a bro marketing bullshit prompt in, you're going to get a bro marketing frequency sales page, right? If you're putting something like a storytelling prompt in written by me or someone else who knows what they're doing in terms of engaging copy that actually moves people, connects with their heart, connects to their authentic message, that is slightly better. But you need to start with your own clean self frequency. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about, this is the difference between the wild woman inside of you who is clear on who she is, what she offers to people, owns her genius, surrenders to doing her own self-mastery work, dealing with fear, alchemizing the patterns, like through IFS or whatever your chosen modalities are. Because if you're not doing that, it is more than likely that you're blended with a part. And I would suggest for a lot of people, particularly who want to, like, save time with AI, like, it's a great selling point, save time with AI. But what it could also be saying is save time with AI and dilute your message, because you are amplifying fear, not freedom, not wild woman, not the sure anchored part of yourself. So for the love of God, if you're going to use AI, first of all, own your genius. Second of all, make sure you own self-energy. Stop outsourcing to a machine from a point of, I'm too scared to talk about what I do, or I'm not clear, or I doubt my worth, or there's a perfectionist in me that believes I can't write well. Because when it comes down to it, communicating about your work in the world is something that if you are not good at, you are leaving impact on the table, contribution to the world on the table, income, no doubt, and also a sense of growing self-trust. If you keep outsourcing to the machine, you don't get a chance to lean into doing the uncomfortable thing, writing about yourself, sharing about your gifts, making heartfelt offers. Here, I've got this beautiful thing that I want to offer you. Be fucking proud of what you're putting out in the world. And if you don't have fuck yes confidence about it, either do G-Spot or Get in rooms where not only the strategy and the AI magic pill shit is talked about, but also what identity am I putting out there? What magnetism am I putting out there? Am I honoring my frequency, my gifts, my genius, my flow, everything that is naturally me that no one else can replicate? Because anyone can put anything into AI and plug in a prompt. But you, with your unique lived experience, with your skill set, with your perspective, with the way that you actually work with people, that is huge. So please stop allowing fear to partner with AI to fuck with your frequency. That is the end of my soapbox sermon. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. If this episode lit a fire in your body, in your business, deep down in your bones, please take a moment to drop a rating and review so more rebels just like you can find us. And don't keep this goodness to yourself. Share it with your disruptive rebel and revolutionary friends who are ready to roar right alongside of you. Until next time, stay wild, stay unapologetic, and stay fucking free.